The Sikh community is demanding justice for a store owner in Lakewood who was verbally and physically abused by a customer. Now, that person is now facing attempted murder charges, but Denver 7's Jessica Porter shows us the family of the victim says they want this charged as a hate crime.
Lakewood Singh has lived in Colorado over 20 years and operates this store in Lakewood. He's a member of the Sikh community, a religious group originating in India.
Sikhs maintain a very physical and recognizable identity with their articles of faith, which includes a turban and unshorn hair.
According to an arrest affidavit, Eric Bremen came into the store back in April and just started knocking things off the counter.
Eric Bremen, the attacker, essentially started going off on them and telling them that they didn't belong in this country, telling them that they were from the Middle East.
Singh followed Bremen out of the store. The report says Bremen attempted several times to run over Singh, eventually hitting Singh and running him over.
He had to have significant surgery on his pelvis, and he has metal plates throughout his body.
Singh had a broken arm, broken ribs, internal bleeding, spinal fracture, and needed staples in his head. He was in the hospital for over a month and was recently transferred to a rehabilitation hospital for further treatment.
Before this happened, him and other members of the Gurdwara, which is a Sikh house of worship, were doing a lot of work to provide supplies and volunteer work for essential workers.
Bremen faces a long list of charges, including attempted murder. But because Bremen allegedly told Singh he didn't belong in this country and told officers he was an Arab, the Sikh community wants him charged with a hate crime.
Terrible, terrible crimes of violence occurred here, but those crimes of violence are not the underlying offenses. The underlying offense is the biased motivation.
The DA's office is still investigating and says more charges could be coming. Bremen's next court date is July 24th. Jessica Porter, Denver 7.